Oh my god. Oh my god, your knife name. Is that intended? Is that an actual lineup? Is that something you saw in like a demo? How do you have a guy copy? Did he run all the way out here? He had to have, right? There's no way they got bombed down with him copy. What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. I thought this coaching session that I did on stream would be really good for people to try and understand the fundamentals and basics on Ancient, so I thought I'd go ahead and upload it on YouTube. And if you guys want to go ahead and become a student yourself, check the coaching link in my description. And with that all being said, enjoy the session. Day is Fuzzy Hat on Ancient, and this is a match. I don't actually know what it's from, but I know that's a match. And this is a pre-recorded one, so he's not here with me. Okay, mid-rush to Donut. This was good. The fact that you stayed here to hold is good, because if you forced it forward when both of them were still alive, you just 100% die, whereas you could hold for this guy, trying to help his other teammate, and you have like more potential to double up, so this is good. The only thing I will say is the flash out mid is kind of crazy. It's probably like, yeah, it's probably fine. I would prefer you had a guy throwing it. You should probably have the guy who's going A, who's like lurking A, just like flashing from like over here or something, instead of having you do it. Just because like they kind of see it. Like, I guess it goes through the leaves. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's just an interesting flash. This was a bad flash. So when you have bomb down, ooh, this plant's really bad too. So you should be planting right here. And if the worry is you get spammed, if they spam you from here through the smoke, through the box, enough to kill you, because when you plant here, you want to look left, so your head model isn't to the right. If they spam you on this, then they deserve it, because it's super low % chance that this happens. And the reason why it's important you plant here is because now playing it from Donut's really hard. Because if you plant against the box, you can just jump spot if he's on bomb in like a post plant. But if you plant on the left, then you have to peek out close from here or here. So it just makes it harder to play bomb. I guess you could, no, you can't even play it from here because they could be on and up from the right. So yeah, the plant's bad and the flash is bad because you could just save the flash for when they tap. Because you're throwing this flash as like a delay flash so you can get off site, but does the smoke not do enough delaying, right? Especially when they're spamming from deep spawn. You think they're going to run through the spawn smoke while they're spamming from deep spawn. Probably not. So you definitely don't have to use that flash. You just get back Donut. Because now, if you guys, let's say these guys double up and you're playing from Donut, let's say the CTs double up on your site players, you're playing from Donut. Now when they tap, you can bank a flash off the wall and peek. So it gives you a lot more options later in the round by saving the flash. Yeah, so they double up your site, guys. Yes. Why nade over Molly here? If you're doing a B pop, I can understand double flash smoke Molly because you need to flash. But Molly's always going to have more uses than a nade. Nice. Yep, hunt that eco. I also want to say it's fine that you guys are hunting this because you all have Mac 10s, so it's worth the money. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, your knife name. Is that intended? Fuzzy Hat, is this intended? This was the name of my first Premier team. Two things here. So, sick knife. Secondly, if you're throwing any sort of smoke from spawn, if you're flashing from spawn, if you're smoking from spawn, if you're doing anything from spawn, you have extra money, buy an extra piece of util. You just threw a smoke from spawn, and now you're running out of spawn with 3 nades when you could run out with 4. Right? You could just buy an extra molly. So you're opting for molly again over nade. So you could have potentially 5 nades in this round. And you should do this if you're on CT side and you're smoking bottom mid as well every single round, then you should also be getting extra flash or nade or whatever in CT spawn. It lets you play the round with 5 nades. A little, I don't like how you pathed on site, especially with bomb down. Yeah, so you realize your teammates weren't Donut. This should definitely come a bit quicker though, because you should know where the rest of your team is. This is just awareness. All right, so like as I'm going out A main right here, I'm like looking at the minimap to see where my teammates are. Then when I see nothing's on A, when I'm scaling here, when I'm relatively safe and I'm scaling along this wall, then I'll also glance at my minimap and see where my team is before I get onto site to plant bomb. So it's just like the order of operations there. So look how much util you guys still have. So what should be happening right now? So you guys still have what, 4 smokes? Yeah. Oof. So you only have 3 smokes on site because one of the smokes are bottom mid. But what should be happening right now is smoke on Donut, smoke CT. When that fades, smoke on Donut, smoke CT. One of the two. Because you guys are saving so much util right now. You're making this round a lot harder than it needs to be. And the reason why the smokes are really important is because look at your guns. You have 4 Mac 10s and an AK bottom mid. If you don't use util, do you think you're winning this retake against M4s? No. Percentage-wise, probably not. So definitely keep stuff smoked. Your main thing that you want to play right now is bomb, because your fights are bad. You're not playing to win the round by fighting. You're playing to win the round by the bomb exploding. And how are you going to do that? You're going to delay them by smoking them. That's just the general concept. So one naded CT, there's the smoke on Donut. Did we even smoke? No, we just flashed Donut. Why? Oh! The UI was bugged. You didn't have that many smokes. We're good. Also, the place that you're playing when you're boosted is bad. You don't want to play from here. You want to play from close, because this is a pretty deep cubby. I think you can get to like right here. So a lot of times what will happen if you tuck here, if someone peeks at temple, you see their shadow about a peek, you kill them. And if they run up close, they're looking at a main. And I think do you also see their shadow? Where's the sun? No, you don't see their shadow. But I think when you see them is when they're going to be peeking like a main entrance. And if they scale close, then they're going to be like, you know, only against really good players will it come up here and like hard clear from close. Yeah, you definitely just played too early there. And your team shouldn't have really fought, so they didn't even tap bomb, did they? Yeah, so this is the issue here. So your big box guy is fighting out, which shouldn't be a thing. Your A main guy is fighting out, which shouldn't be a thing, and you should be tucked. So they didn't even tap bomb. You guys had a 3v2 with like 15 seconds on the bomb, and you all decided to start fighting. If you just wait for them to tap, you win this round 100% of the time. Again, you threw a spawn nade. You could just buy an extra molly right now. It's weird to me that you're prioritizing nade over molly or flash over molly, because molly's really important, especially on ancient, for like taking cheetah. For wait, what is their buy? You guys didn't win that last round, did you? You did. Wait, what? This is so confusing. They had it. Oh my god, they had it. They just trolled. 100% they had it. That's insane. That's insane. You should have lost this round. The sponsor for today's video is SkinPlace. You have skins, right? Well, you can safely convert those skins into cash in just seconds on SkinPlace. Just log into Steam, select the skins you want to sell, choose from their wide variety of payment methods like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Tether, and more. And once you put in your wallet address, that's it. It's super easy and only takes a single minute to completely set up your account. I traded 3 skins to SkinPlace, and within just a couple seconds, I saw that money pop up in my crypto wallet. Use the link down below and get to selling. But don't forget to use code POLOCS for a 3% bonus on your first sale. Now let's get back to the video. But yeah, it doesn't make sense to me why you're buying double flash nade instead of molly nade flash. I mean, you should have 4 nades right now because the spawn thing I was talking about, but even besides that, if you had to choose, definitely get molly. And you have a couple teammates doing it as well. Hot Soup is doing it too. This guy, I'm assuming he mollied like top ramp or something. This guy is the only person on your team that's actually getting a good buy here, unless this guy mollied cat jump. Yeah, he did. So you only have 2 players right now on your team that are getting a good buy-in, because it's 140 in the round. You only have 1 molly left. So if you go B, you don't have molly for, or you only have 1, so you only have molly for pillar or cubby. If you're trying to take cheetah, you have only 1 molly for cheetah, and then you can't use the molly on a site. If you're taking late mid, you only have 1 molly for cubby. You can't use it on a site. So there's a lot of, you're like limiting yourself a ton here by not buying a molly. And in exchange for a flash, it's like, yes, flashes can get you kills very easily, but how many flashes do you need? Right now you have 8. Nice. Peeking this with bomb is crazy, because what does this look like? It's been quiet pretty much all around the map. You know that they should be on like a weird buy. This is a P250. As soon as you see the pistol, they really should be doing this as a group. This is a terrible play that they just did. There should be like 3 people here. Going for this swing with bomb after you get this kill is crazy. So just hold next time after you get that kill, because you have 2 people holding. Think of the risk versus reward here. You have a guy to your left holding the same angle as you. This is a good fight for you guys. Not very risky, high reward if they push. This is pretty risky. Can your teammate fight with you when he's like right here? Like this angle is kind of annoying double peek. Yep, again, you have bomb. You don't want to fight this with bomb. Yep. And now they have bomb. So what would have happened if you stopped fighting, you just let this guy spot it, is he sees 2 to 3 people top ramp. You guys know that they're stacked towards B. You guys go A, you take bomb A, you plant, you win the round. But because you were doing this with bomb, the decent percent chance you lose this round now. Yep, they smoked doors. They might mess this up. He shouldn't have smoked doors. He should have smoked between doors and the box. It's probably a better smoke for him to throw. I mean, yeah, they're just messing this up pretty bad. Free Dot Willie just got a 3K, so like good on him, but they did mess that up pretty bad. That's good, Kuna. So fast smoke. Now you get nade molly flash, but again you could get another flash because if you spawn nade. Okay, this is very important when you get boosted box, especially if the other team can have an op. Always flash this off. Stand here when you get boosted, throw a flash over this wall so it blinds anyone long, then you peek. And this is so important that I remember watching a demo when I was competing like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It was, I think it was ZywOo versus Brokey. ZywOo versus Brokey or Monacy versus Brokey. I think it was ZywOo versus Brokey. And what happened was Brokey was back here and ZywOo was right here. ZywOo got boosted, threw a flash. It flashed Brokey off the angle. Brokey backed up. Brokey then re-flash, got posted on the angle because ZywOo got blind. He didn't even shoot. He just ducked back, pulled out another flash, threw another flash. That flash blinded Brokey. Brokey tucked. Brokey took out his other flash. He flashed, he reposted on the angle, and then now Brokey was posted on the angle, and yeah. That's how important this flash is when you get boosted, because it's way too easy for this to happen with no trade potential. So very easy fix here. When you get boosted, if you're ever going to go for a long peek, if you think they could have an op, flash first, 100% of the time. And you could even do it, let's say you get a kill off of it. Let's say you flash and you peek and you get a kill off of it. Now they know before you peek that you flash. So if you know that they know that when you peek that you flash, on rounds moving forward, you could just flash there for fun. And they might be like, oh, op is boosted at B. They're playing into B. This is kind of a fine way to die, in my opinion. So this is just like what playing in B is like. You just have to accept before you go into a game that you probably will die 1 or 2 times in like a really annoying way on cat, but like it's just how cat functions. It's just the nature of cat. Yeah, this was fine. You heard a flash, you didn't get blind by it, you peeked. The only thing I will say is I think you shift walk peeked, which is not worth because you're already telling them that you're in B. You already like kind of ran in over here. They can assume that you're around this area. So like if they try to do a flash play, you don't get blind, you're trying to go for the kill, don't shift walk it, just peek it. If you give up the info you're here, it's like boohoo, right? You're not out mid anyway, they should know you're in B. I'm gonna skip this since it's a full save. And you won somehow, which is insane to me. So again, yeah, so nice. Oh my god. So 2 things here. So again, you opted for smoke, double flash nade over getting a molly. I'm going to say that every time I see it because that is a terrible buy on this map. The reason why it's really important to get a molly, especially when you're a cheetah defaulter or like a cat defaulter, so you can molly off right side. I know that wasn't your plan this round, was to molly right side cheetah, but think the info that you just got, okay? As you're running up cat, you hear someone burn in this molly. You could just rip a molly on the left as well when you're like running up. Your teammate mollied it, so you shouldn't be able to be peeked when you're right here, so you're safe to do the molly. And if they smoke it, then they're in a smoke while they're jumping up. You throw the molly and pull your gun out in time. So the nature of defaulting B essentially requires you to buy a molly. So again, spawn smoke, you could get an extra molly here. Off is long. Planting before you get the kill is kind of crazy, but I don't think it's the worst thing ever. I do the same thing in certain scenarios, so I think that's fine. So this is something you should also be doing. So when you get bombed down here, you see your teammate going long, right? Flash for him. I honestly might not plant here and just like get ready to flash for him long instead. Yeah, because you have 2 flashes. So your reaction after you plant shouldn't be to go towards ramp, it should be go towards long. And I'll explain why. So the way B site works in a post plant is on T side, you need the long control or you need cave control. The reason why is because if you have cave, you have some sort of way you can play post plant. If you have long, you have some sort of way you can play post plant, right? If you all sit on the ramp, then you'll just get smoked. And then it's like, you know, pretty straightforward. They just like tap the bomb. One of you guys have to run through or spam. They spam you back or kill you when you run through. It's really straightforward. But if you planned along, especially here, and you give up ramp, then you have like, you know, you have a lot of options here, whereas going towards ramp. And if they can flank you, which is what looked like you were worried about, that's fine. Just go long. Let them come up. Now they have to fight this angle, which is really annoying to do. And the reason why I say long or cave, and you shouldn't really have both, if you can hold both, cool, but you really can only hold both if you have like 5 alive, because if you're trying to hold cave and long, let's say you exec B and you guys go 2 for 2, which is common, okay? 2 people die, the 2 B players die, and you have B site. You get the bomb down, you have 1 guy go long, 1 guy go cave. If they do a retake from long, there's only 1 guy here holding, probably like a 1v2 or 1v3. If they do a retake from cave, let's say the mid players jump up cat, this guy's playing a 1v2. Ideally, you don't want to do that. Obviously, you don't want to fight man down scenarios. So that's why you play for one of the two, because the fight that you're getting in the one spot is going to be really good. And you don't want to just have like bad fight, bad fight. You want to have one good fight where you can play together. A rush, again, you threw a smoke from spawn. You could get a molly here. Okay, you're trolling right now. So, and it is what it is. You should know these flashes exist. They're called big box flashes. So you basically bank them off this wall and they pop behind the box. And the reason why these flashes are good, they blind temple, they blind donut, they blind default. And because they pop behind the box, again, you throw them off the wall and they pop right here. They don't blind you guys and they full blind them. These are like standard flashes. If you see any like team play at like a main level or above, an ESEA main level or above, these flashes are going in on every A rush or A execute. If you don't, so if you had these, this opera gets blind, he has to run away. He might get killed when he's running away. Or even if you don't kill him when he's running away, he's forced back to a worse angle. You could smoke off donut and then you have A site. Right, but right now, you know the op is donut. This is the most obvious flash you could potentially you could possibly throw here. It's unfortunate that you're not throwing it. I'm assuming now that I say it, you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely what I should have done. But now moving forward, this is fixed. Because I'm assuming that op should get one more. Yep. Nice. 2v2. Nice try. That guy just walked through smoke. That's fine. That's fine. Everything after the flashes was fine. You don't really want to force plant a 2v2 there. You have time to play with. I really hope you don't get headshotted this round. So this is a small thing, but it's worth mentioning. If you don't have enough money on T side to get head armor, unless you're on like a Tech 9 buy or a pistol buy where your fights are already bad, then you don't have enough to afford what gun you're buying. So right here, you bought AK, no head armor, smoke, and you threw a smoke from spawn, I'm assuming. Yep, you smoke cave. So just get Galil here, honestly. What, smoke plus AK, so you had 3650. Just get Galil, smoke, flash, nade, armor. Molly on cat makes it look like they're playing on mid. Flash down B as well. So this is a really unfortunate scenario to be in. I guess this guy has mid info. This is actually, never mind. This is huge now that this guy has mid info. Because the flash down B makes it look like they're fighting kind of towards B. And because the way this molly came, it came from donut. It's probably just one guy. Because they're doing B pressure right now. So higher likelihood they're 3 towards B. There could be, it could just be a B site player throwing a flash or whatever, but I think like either one of them spammed or did something. This feels like a 3B. I don't remember exactly. I can't put my finger on it, but feels like a 3B. And now that that mid player knows that that was just a solo donut player throwing the molly, then yeah. This is why Galil nade smoke flash would be better. Because now you'd have a flash for the donut opper. And I'll show you the flash that you throw. You go into this brick, just like where this line goes up into this brick. And you aim at the center of this bar, like right here, right in the middle of it, and you jump throw. And that flash goes over here, clips just here, and it pops, I think it pops right here. So it blinds donut opper, anyone left side donut, anyone front donut, like over here, and it's like pretty much undodgeable. So you guys knew there was only one donut and you forced it into an op. You didn't know it was an op, so it's kind of unfortunate, but like you were low util. So you guys are playing a low util round like it's a default, but you don't have the utility to do it like a default, right? This is like a round where you have to make an early play, right? You guys put like 4 towards B and you just kind of waited around in B until something happened. That's what you would do on a default, but you don't have enough util to do default. You don't even have the guns to like properly fight long range like on a default. So This is like a take cheetah pop B kind of round. Or like a mid-fake rush pop A when there's only one A. Or like a mid-rush to donut, try and run down that gun. Or mid-rush and run through house. This is one of those rounds where you want to do like an early round play rather than treat it like a default because you guys don't have the utility guns for it. And I don't know if you're calling, but it's pretty important. Okay, this is really important. So your pistol round is pretty mud. And I'll explain why. So you have 3 people without armor, right? Because you have this guy with nade, this guy with nade, smoke, flash. You bought smoke kit, right? Smoke bottom mid. Yeah. So basically what this means, and this guy who had nade dropped molly to this guy, which makes sense on a normal round, but this is not a normal round. Think of the advantage on CT pistol that the USP has over a Glock, okay? It's that the USP is a one-shot headshot, so everyone's going to be aiming for the head. If you throw this molly, especially the way that you threw it where it only burns back wall, when they're running through mid, do you think you're going to just aim at their body and be like, yeah, they ran through a molly, I'm going to aim at their body? No, you're still going to go for the headshot. So if it's one-shot headshot anyway, does this molly matter at all? No. I see a lot of teams like this buying molly on CT pistol, and even on T pistol, right? Everyone's aiming for the head on pistol round. So any sort of molly or like nade really doesn't do much unless you're like nading a smoke that the T's throw or something like that. But like any other reason, nade or molly is like just a terrible idea. Terrible idea. Because you just won't do anything with it, basically. You're going to be aiming for the head anyway. Flash for catfight's good. So I understand if you want to fight down B. But just do the smoke. Don't do the molly. The molly's not important. So, yeah. So this is also important. You don't want to drop your smoke when you're solo A. You don't really want to smoke A main. Because if they go A, especially when they lost first round, they're going to be on eco. So you're going to want to play around your smoke. You're going to want to drop smoke and like try and anchor the site, right? Unless you're playing retake, then maybe smoking is fine. But you don't want to play retake against eco because there's a high % chance you hold the site. But if there's a high % chance you hold the site, part of that high % chance you hold the site is because you have the smoke, right? And you have a smoke to play around. If they pop out A main, you get a couple kills, you drop smoke, you like back up, you reload. Or if they bought like Tech 9s, they do a pop and they molly you. You have smoke for molly, you can play around smoke. But as a site anchor, you don't really want to use your smoke early in the round. Pretty much ever. Unless you're really trying to stop the T's from coming to you. Which in this case, I understand because you're solo A, you don't want them to come out. But yeah, it's very meh. Yeah, stop throwing this smoke. You're like trick-shotting, you're like Reddit trick-shotting in a main smoke. Is that an actual lineup? Is that something you saw in like a demo? Nope. Nope, you're just doing it. Oh, so also really important. So the smoke that you threw, you're not even using. So look at the angle you're playing. Would you be holding this? Yeah. So you have them smoked off, you could just play here. But you smoke them off to play an angle where they're not, if they're peeking you, they're not in the smoke. So this smoke is now useless because of the way you're playing this. So crosshair placement here, big thing. Unless you know they're all there. When you're running down mid, a lot of times on B pops, especially if it's slow, I get you already killed a player in mid, so lower likelihood there would be a mid lurk, but there's no reason for your crosshair to be like anywhere other than on cat directly or bottom mid. But you're spending a lot of time kind of putting it in no man's land. So you like check bottom mid. If there's a mid lurk and he's like lurked out here, you're dead. If he's lurked out over here, you're dead. So it's just like the potential of it. So you know that they're double B now. That's really unfortunate, by the way. Your teammate should not be fighting long before you get the cave flank off. This should not be happening. When you come out cave and take contact, that's when he starts peeking. This is insane. So look at where the gun dropped. Because this looks like a panic. So look where the gun dropped. You could just go up, hit E, pull it out, and then swing. But instead... Yeah. So if this player was either not bad, because this is terrible that he doesn't get this kill, or if he was here, here, and not bad, here, right? You die. You should be dead. This should just be you dying here. This decision should just be the end of the round. Also, another play that you have here is after you get first contact on that guy and you know he's behind the pillar. So I would be pulling out a flash right now and ripping it off this wall. And the reason why this flash is really good is because if you throw it off the wall, it bounces right here, it bounces in front of the pillar. If you peek right, it doesn't blind you because it pops in front of the pillar. If you peek left, it doesn't blind you because it pops in front of the pillar. This guarantees that when you peek him, either he'll be full blind and you kill him, or he's turned away and you kill him. Because either way, if you peek at the right timing on the flash, those are his only two options, is to either be full blind or turned away. So once you get here, this is a pretty straightforward 1v1. It's just util usage. That's all. Because if you hear him like running, right? If he starts shooting and you hear him running, then obviously pull out your gun and kill him when he swings you. But if he starts shooting and he goes like silent, that means that he's just doing this, which is exactly what he did. He's just like AD spamming, like trying to hold around the pillar. Full save, so I'm going to skip. You can buy more. What's your loss bonus? This is fine, actually. This is fine, actually, if you're saving for op. Oh, this buy. So if you're saving for op, it makes sense. So look at your money. 6450, 6100. So on a rifle buy on CT side, you only need, I think it's 5700 to get A1S head armor kit full util. Okay, so that means you're gonna have 750 left over that you just will not be using to get an op in full util. I don't know what the exact number is on CT side, but I think it's like 6950 or like 7k, something like that, maybe 7100. So your opper is going to be missing out on util. If you got op, Kevlar, then util and dropped it to your teammate, dropped op to your teammate, he drops you back M4. What, Kevlar plus op, 650 plus 750 math. Editor, please cut this out until I do the math in my head. Please cut out the 5400. So 5400, and then the rest you can buy util with. So you'd have 10,000 or 10. Oh my god. So the rest you can buy util with, you'd have $1,050 left over to buy util with, which would be Molly, smoke, flash. Okay, and then your opper has full util as much as he wants, right? Because he's dropping you rifle, and you only need 5700 to buy with rifle. He has 6100, so he can get full util if he drops your rifle. So the money management here is bad. The only reason why you'd want to save to 6400 or 6450, anything really above 5700, is if you're saving for op. If you save anything more so that the next round you'll have more than 5700, it's either you're saving for op or you're wasting money. And what that means is on that save, you could have gotten extra flash. You could have got a deagle or something. You could have, you could have had more options. Because now look at your buy. So this is the second part. You decide to not go with a molly, but you're on CT side. Molly is way more important than a nade on CT side. Way unbelievably more important than a nade on CT side. The hierarchy of nades is like the biggest thing right now. Honestly, for your buys, it should go smoke is most important. Then it goes flash, but molly could also be fine depending on scenarios. It could, flash or molly could kind of flip-flop. And then nade is least important. But you're choosing to get nade over molly, which is really bad. If A smokes start coming in and you have a molly, they're stopped. Either they are delayed, your rotates come in and help you and you hold A site, or they smoke the molly and you kill them when they're running through a smoke. Instead, if they A rush, cool, you'll throw a nade at them. They'll be hit a bit, but they're still going to be like 3 or 4 flooding out A main. If they try and split you A and they try coming from donut, you can molly donut. You can hold A main. So instead of taking like a 1v3 or 1v4 on the split, you just have to isolate a 1v1 or a 1v2 on A main. So molly, especially as a site anchor, unbelievably important. This is just a bad buy. And also one thing to note is, let's say this guy, see how he doesn't have util. If you see a teammate with less than full util, let's say they have smoke, molly, flash, they don't have a nade or they don't have a second flash, and you have extra money, drop them whatever piece of util you're not buying because you can't hold 5, but you can buy 5. So drop them an extra piece of util. So you could drop this guy an extra molly, and he is going cheetah. So this guy threw the molly, but now he doesn't have a molly for playing in cheetah or playing on B side either. So it's just a waste. Flash mid, that's a good flash. Walk in is good. Back out's good. Yep. Nice. Nice, good. That was pretty much all good. The only thing I'd say is after you get the first kill, there's a jiggle you can do here. You just shove yourself into this corner. You just 80, 80, 80, and you'll always see like a couple pixels in mid. This is how you'll see a lot of pro players spot mid cross when they don't want to die in mid, but they need to have info. Is they'll jiggle in this cubby. And that's kind of what your role is here, because if you die, then they just sprint into A. And you're in a 2v2 post plant when your rotates are super far away. So that's the only thing I would do. But if you were going to stay and hold and fight, your peaks were good. The angles you held were good. Everything about this was good. 1 sec. I like the logic you used a while back with the amount of time a PC utility stalls someone. Smoke stalls for 25 seconds. Molly stalls for like 5 seconds. Nade stalls them for maybe a second at best. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all about like because this game is timed, right? It's a 2-minute round. And because, until action happens, it's really like a 1 minute, 40-second round. So if you use all your smokes and mollies properly, think of the delay time on each of those pieces of util. Smoke is 5 seconds. Or sorry, smoke is 20 seconds. Molly is 5 seconds. So 25 seconds per player. So you have 125 seconds of delay time, which is more than 2 minutes. So if you place your util properly, you can make it really, really annoying for the T's to play the round, right? But you guys are essentially, or at least you are skimping out on potential 5 seconds of delay, which is really important because again, if they're trying to pop a main, you molly them. Oh, we're stuck behind a molly. How long does this red rotate take to get into temple? 6 seconds, 5 seconds. How long does it take for him to rotate spawn? 3 seconds. He's double A with you. How long does it take for Donut to get back to A to help with exec? You molly them. He runs back. He runs back. He runs back. 2.5, 3 seconds. This isn't an option now because you're not buying a molly. Oh my god, they owned you guys on a B rush. Yeah, just chase that guy. They're not going to let you save. If that guy stays alive, they're not going to let you save, so you have to force this kill. Nice. Nice try. That's fine. This is pretty much a full save, so I'm going to skip. So again, what's your loss bonus here? So 1900, so next round you're going to have 4800, which is like Kevlar, M4, smoke, molly, flash, maybe double flash, maybe even nade. So this is a decent buy. This is fine. Also, the last thing you want to buy on CT side is head armor when you're playing against AKs. Second to last thing you want to buy is kit. Unless your teammates like have no kits, and maybe it's worth getting it. This is all fine. It's a eco. Drop smoke. Drop smoke, drop nade. But you buy head armor. So you could get a second flash here if you didn't buy head armor. You're playing against all AKs. Head armor is not important. Head armor might be important for a cheetah player because of these spams. The reason why you don't get head armor against AKs on CT side is because you're one-shot headshot anyway, so the head armor is like kind of negligible. But if you're playing in cheetah, then if you don't get head armor, then yes, sometimes the spams will be one-shot headshot. So, but if you had a head armor, they wouldn't be. Right, so it's okay sometimes to get head armor in cheetah. I played cheetah pretty much my whole career. I used to watch a ton of demos on it. And this is kind of the philosophy a lot of cheetah players go by is like, head armor is now more important than kit in cheetah. It is how I see like most players play it. So, but for A site, nah. Maybe with these boxes, maybe with getting, you can't even really get spammed through big box unless it's like, yeah, maybe. But like, yeah. I mean, the way you're moving looks kind of funny because you're just like Mickey Mousing around the map, but the other team is giving you like pretty much all the info that they're B. So this is fine. Even though you do kind of look lost right now and it may feel like you're lost right now, everything that you're doing is fine. They're like all B. And I'm assuming your teammates are really communicating that. Great nade, by the way. Yup. Yup. Great nade, though. Flash is bad. Flash is not bad. I didn't think you had a guy cubby still. This is insane you have a guy cubby. How do you have a guy cubby? Did he run all the way out here? He had to have, right? There's no way they got bombed down with him cubby. Yeah, it's a good flash. If you have a guy cubby, good flash. As long as you get the flash like right here. If you get against this wall, this is perfect flash. Yeah, a little too far. So the reason why you want it directly on this wall. So we used to call this wall flash when I played with Nifty. This is one of the concepts we talked about. This would be a wall flash. The one I was talking about where you bounce off here. Because you bounce it off here, and it forces them to either turn and... it's basically a flash that blinds them but doesn't blind you. is what a wall flash is. So this would be a wall flash. Full blinds, anyone top ramp, bottom ramp, whatever, you don't have to turn. This guy shouldn't have nade out. Why do you have nade out? But yeah, this is the flash you should be throwing, because if you throw it too deep, if there's anyone on the ramp holding short, holding cave, whatever, it goes over them. If there's anyone up here holding your cubby guy, it goes over them. So this, what this looks like now is just like a, I have a flash, take it, right? Doesn't look like you're actually trying to do anything off of it. And if you were, then just try better to get it here. That's all. Yeah, see, even the Opper, not phased at all. Right, you should be running through smoke. Good. Again, you're selecting Molly or nade over Molly. Right here, the buy would probably be smoke flash Molly instead of smoke double flash nade. Because also when you're anchoring a site, think of when you're going to be using flashes. Not really too often, right? Because you're just shooting, right? Your teammates should be throwing support flashes for you. Maybe if you're back default, they come out A, you can bounce flash off this wall. It's wall flash. They have to turn. You don't. On site, when you're anchoring, you're really only going to have like one opportunity to use a flash. Two is kind of eh. So the Molly is definitely more important on a round like this. That's why I said flash Molly kind of flip-flop. You know what I mean? For how important each is. Love this play. So this is actually important. If you were smoking a main every single round at the beginning to condition this so that you could eventually go for this push, I don't think it's that bad. I still think it's a big kind of like, you know, you're putting a lot of emphasis on doing this play if that's what you're trying to do, because you're essentially using a smoke in 3 rounds where it could be useful on site so that you could have 1 round where you make a play a main, and not using the smoke for 3 rounds on, or using the smoke early for 3 rounds on A so you don't have it could be, you know, it might not be worth it. This is decent. So again, I think if you're going to do this play, maybe do it like, maybe condition only 2 rounds and then do it. Maybe only 1 round, then do it. Yeah, probably 2 rounds, then do it. But doing it 3 times and then really hindering yourself as an anchor so that you could have 1 round where you push is a bit much. But I think this is great. I think the fact that you're actually doing... If you just kept smoking this and playing on site, would have been so bad. But because you conditioned, this is now like a lot better. It's very good to see stuff like this. This is really, really good thinking. No way that guy let you get out. Did you dink him too? No, he just dinked you. Wow, he let you get out there. Hold on. What did his POV look like? Yeah, you should be dead. You should be dead. Something also important about this push. Also, Vex, thank you for the tier 1. I love the smoke push too. I used to do this shit when I would anchor A. It's awesome. So when you do this A push, so sitting in A main is good. I wouldn't sit deep in the corner. I would sit over here. And this is why. And this is very important. It's a small detail, but it's very important about playing in A main or playing really like any close angles on any map in Counter-Strike. This is just Counter-Strike. So the person further away from the angle will always have the advantage over the person close to the angle, right? So if you hold this angle, you have the advantage because this is the angle you're holding. It's closer to them. It's farther away from you. If you go into this corner, you are now holding this angle instead, which is closer to you, farther away from them. So by just edging out a little bit to the left, you're now flipping the table. You're turning the table. And yeah, so this small detail will probably get you a lot more kills in this spot. Because if you sit over here, they see you before you see them. This is the easiest kill from their POV. If you play over here, you see them before they see you. Still not an easy kill, but like it's a lot easier than if you play over here. The second thing is if you push A main, you play close. You want to time your A main push with when the T's are pushing somewhere. So your team has all of mid, and the T's are doing a default towards B. Have the T's started taking cheetah yet? No. Have the T's started taking mid yet? No. Have the T's started going up B yet? No. So everything is telling you that this looks like a default. Okay. On a default, what are players' jobs when they're spread across the map is to just hold for push until you want to do something, right? So wait for them to do something before you push A main. Because what you did here is you chose a time arbitrarily, just randomly, to push A main. Because you're like, I am in A main, I'm going to try and get something. But everything is telling you that they're probably playing to hold this because they haven't taken mid fast, they haven't started taking cheetah, they haven't gone up B. So Small details in this round. The play in general is good. It's just the details about it. Also, when you're 1 HP, probably play headshot box because you're going to be a one-shot anyway. So force them to have to hit the headshot. That's why you'll see a lot of B anchors on Dust 2, even though everyone knows about it in pro play and like even at like an advanced plus level. If you're 1 HP as a B anchor on Dust 2, you want to get to back plat because that's one of the only headshot angles you can get on that site. And you force them to hit a hard shot. Bad nade. Bad nade. Here's why. So you hear them planting default. Just throw the nade at default. Because what you're doing right now is you're nading the smoke so you can take a fight. But you have 22 HP, your teammate can't fight with you. He's like running up, but like, you know. Yeah, he was reloading. So nade would guaranteed do 50 damage if you threw it at default, whereas right here, it gives you a suboptimal fight. Also, when you're nading smokes, try to bounce the nade as little as possible. If I'm sitting over here and I hear a nade bounce off the wall, I'm ducking, and when the smoke blows, I'm re-peeking. You're telling them, hey, I'm nading a smoke, get ready, and I will get ready, right? Whereas if you like left, right click throw and make sure it pops like kind of in the top of the smoke, there's no warning for them on when the smoke is getting blown. That's when you'll catch players out of position, but not like this. Any good player would hear the nade bounce and be like, okay, yeah, they're nading, and then, you know, play off of it. So you're just giving them a heads up for no reason. Flash is good only when your teammates are ready to go in, though. Are your teammates ready to go in yet? Yep. Nice. Nice. No! Immediately, so that looked like it just maybe didn't register quick enough. But immediately get ready for a peek here. This is probably the best fight he's going to get on you for the rest of the round. So expect a peek here. Right, he doesn't want to let you cross the site and then play bomb and have him trapped in a corner. This feels extremely claustrophobic. He's going to force this fight. So as soon as he kills your teammate, just get ready for this peek. It looked like maybe it didn't register quick enough or something like that. But as soon as he kills your teammate, you should just know. This guy's going to want to fight out. Especially because he knows you're in the open. Right? Because you just killed a pillar guy. B-stack, no armor here is crazy. This is crazy. Get a 5-7. Get a 5-7, get armor. And you'd still have $100 left over. You would have a flash now. So you'd have armor, 5-7 flash versus MP9 no util no armor. This stinks. Yep. But seeing as, yeah, I was gonna say, seeing as how long this demo is, I guess you guys win this round, which is insane. I don't know how or why they allowed that. When you guys were 4B, they went A and they still lost. But yeah, so right now, head armor might be worth because they might be on eco. Let's look at their money. 1 alive. You won that round. You won this round. Yeah, they should be on eco right now. You bought FAMAS, head armor. This is fine. This is fine, but you want to save your smoke. Yes. So now that you have... Okay, so now that you've pushed the smoke... They're aware of this play. The smoke is now no longer useful because you're not conditioning anymore. So now we're just back to square one at the beginning of the half where the smoke is kind of useless when you're so low, especially when you have no other util and a FAMAS. So the way I look at the FAMAS is close range. So like over here, even like back here, the FAMAS is pretty much an M4. It's close enough that the spray doesn't suck that bad that it's super hard to get these kills. But if you're playing at like this range, it's more like a FAMAS now, and it sucks, and I hate it. So personally, big box here, jiggling with the smoke out. If they start coming, drop smoke between this box, big box. You could go up here in one way. You could just sit behind the smoke and hold the left run out. You could sit behind here and hold the run out. Or you can live, you can delay for rotates, etc., etc. You can do your job as an anchor. Whereas not having smoke is now like, if you anchor the site, you have bad gun, it sucks. You have to clear close range angles. And if you play far away angles, then it still sucks. So it's like, this is just like a, this is setting yourself up for a round that just feels like mud. And this is the, ooh, what did you just pick up? What nade? The UI isn't, ooh, they dropped you smoke. Let's go. Let's go. You clicked your FAMAS too. You were happy. No. No. Don't smoke A main. So if I'm an A player, listen, so if I'm an A lurk, if you're playing against a good team, say I'm an A lurk or I'm back mid, I will tell my teammates this guy is using his smoke every round A main. So if we go A and we just molly like big box and default and flash, you die. Round is over, we have A site. So I would be saying the same thing this round, but because you picked up second smoke, I would be wrong. But then because you threw second smoke, then I am definitely right. So yeah, save your smoke as an anchor. I know it's kind of beating a dead horse at this point, but save your smoke as an anchor, please. There's only a few scenarios where it makes sense to do this, like conditioning for an A main push, right? But again, only specific scenarios. Again, buy a molly over double flash. If you're scared about them coming out mid, you don't want to die here because you're 3 towards B, 1 towards A, 1 mid. If you die here, the map is split in half. They can go red and like wrap B. They could go donut and wrap A. This would really suck because you only have 1A. So you don't want to die in red here. That's why you look so scared. Okay, which is good. You should be scared. You don't want to die here. However, you still want info on mid. How you do this is jump spot. So from here to here. I think at the height of your jump, you get like here. And you can just see bottom mid. And it's a super hard shot for them to hit because you're just flying across their screen. This is how I would do it, okay? Because I also played mid part of my career. Come over here, rifle out, swing cat. If you don't see anything, knife out, jump across. Swing cat, gun out, don't see anything, knife out, jump across. This is how you should really kind of play like solo from red, especially if they don't smoke red. And I wouldn't do the cat fight necessarily with a FAMAS. Instead of fighting, I'd probably just fully go into this corner and then jump across instead of trying to fight this because you can just go further. And this is still a hard shot to hit. This is as equally a hard shot to hit as jump spotting on this little, trying to catch you on this jump. So I would just do that instead with a FAMAS. But you need info here. You can't just give full mid info, especially when they haven't smoked red. So this would fix why this feels super awkward right now. I can tell this feels super awkward for you. You don't know what to do right now. So molly, cubby, flash mid. The timings that this was thrown looks like it was just one person and he threw it back to back. This is also something you should be aware of when nades are coming through. As an anchor or like, you know, just as a player in general. Cat player flashed actually. So this very well could be 2 mid. But like, does it look like they're trying to go mid right now? No, because if they were, this would be smoked. So this should still be like they're going towards B. It should still feel like it. This angle is good, but you're playing it wrong. Back up further to like here. The reason why this is better is because if you see someone here, are you going to kill them? Hell no. Hell no. This is way too tight of an angle, especially with a FAMAS. But it would be very easy for a T to come out here, peek this, and then cross and see you. And then now you're done. Now you're done. So just hold a wider angle. If you're going to hold an angle like this and spot donut, or spot donut cross, you want to get the kill. Spotting out. Kill goes down at A. You should try and take this fight, honestly. Nice, you get out. Go back to B. Again with the nade. Again, it's just guaranteed 50 damage on this guy. So you have smoke as well. Please tell me you use it on cave. Okay. So it's better to use it on cave, and I'll explain why. So if you use it on ramp, they could still like lurk around the smoke because the smoke is still up. They could still lurk around the smoke, everything like that. If you smoke cave, you're guaranteed smoking off a player, and they have to run all the way through to like try and fight. Also, if you smoke cave, it's very easy to retake the site now from like short or like long. If you're retaking from long, you just like look at pillar, wait a little bit. If nothing peeks you, then you swing ramp and you don't have to look to the right. If you're retaking from short, you just only have to look left. But if you smoke ramp, you still have to look at pillar and cave. Same thing goes over here. You still have to kind of do like, And you're still only looking right really when you're coming from long. But if you're coming from short, you have to do the left-right stuff. This kind of concept guides like pretty much every pro execute. Percentage-wise, if I'm running up B, do you think it's more likely that I get kills if I have to do 180s every time I'm like running into sight, or if once half the site is mollied off or smoked off and I just have to look at one area? So this is the same kind of concept. It's just better to eliminate this half of the map or this half of the site rather than this half, in my opinion. I was going to say that smoke looked a little too far as well. Nice try. Your teammate probably should have been closer. I don't know what he was doing. So if you smoke cave, you smoke off 2 players. It's hindsight, but... Why are we doing this? He should just be right next to you. He should just be right next to you. This should be a really easy trade. He should definitely just be right next to you 100%. That's a stick. Yep. Unlucky. So, unlucky. So, biggest things from that game is util usage, like what nade matters more. What your job is as like an A anchor with the saving the smoke and everything. A lot of it's related to util. There's the A main push thing. It's like, why would you push A main when they're not telling you that they're not holding A main, right? If they go for a mid take, that's the timing you want to push A main on. If they're going for a cheetah take, then they probably are going to do a cheetah take when they have teammates who are like bottom mid who can hold their cat jump up. If they're doing that, then you might have a gap to push A, right? So those things matter when you're going for plays like that. Everything else I feel like I talked about in the review. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. But yeah, I think that's it.